How we can transform the planet into the greenest, cleanest, renewably self-sustaining, prolific jungle paradise in the universe. Laughing face. Aloha, things have been tough nowadays. The planet is being blazed by catastrophic events, wildfires, and climate crises. 2020 hasn't been good for most people except for a few elites. We're nearing the end of 2020 soon. Hopefully, 2021 won't be like the past. We'll get to see more positive campaigns and activities. Green movements and innovation have been the most encouraging affairs of our time, therefore we need to introduce more green plans and projects for the entire world. Human society is still not united, but they have to unite to make the shift towards planetary sustainability and reclamation. Scientists have been warning the public about climate change's devastating effects, and there isn't much time to overcome this madness. Tons of species are going extinct each day, very large areas of forest cover are burning out, the planet's warming up, pollution levels are increasing. Some people admonish the masses that climate change can wipe out most of the life and human population before long. 2020 may be the beginning of the age of cataclysms that will weaken the world community if they don't join forces to deal with the real dilemmas now. We have to readjust the whole economic system, industrial manufacturing, fields of businesses as environmentally friendly and clean as quickly as possible. There are more efficient and sustainable methods of farming, production, industrial growth, city design, and consumption that people still don't acknowledge comprehensively. The shift to sustainable, renewable, and green energies is critical to tackling climate and environmental crises. The planet is a living biological system, and humans have been spoiling this magnificent realm unwittingly. Nothing will ever be perfectly sustainable in any world because natural resources are always delicate and limited for ever-growing industries and the populace. Renewable energies like solar panels, wind turbines degrade over time, leaving toxic residues. Biomass isn't sustainable, can degrade the soils, and emit greenhouse gases. Hydropower facilities and dams alter the environment and flow of rivers. Now or in the future, nothing will ever be sustainable unless it's completely mimicking nature's renewable and sustainable productions that evolved throughout millions of years. For this reason, the world population is supposed to live with natural productions rather than industrial ones that emit tons of greenhouse gases and cause increased pollution. Fossil fuels are the biggest energy source that power most of the world. Carbon-free energy generation must be the ultimate goal to clean up the planet. Photosynthetic, green energy generations can power all cities and transportation systems sustainably. During photosynthesis, CO2 is inhaled, light energy converted to chemical energy, and this process can efficiently power cars, cities, buildings, and all other human necessities soon. Different kinds of bioreactors can use CO2 to generate electricity and biomass efficiently. Types of bioreactors can be designed to fuel cars without any gas emissions. Nature has all the tools and mechanisms for humans to copy in their machinery and technologies. Green innovation will never cease henceforward. Humans have entered a new era in their development. Natural disasters are more common than before. Difficulties can incite human brains to find new ways and invent clean and sustainable tomorrow. The plundering of basic materials, mass manufacturing tons of junk products, increasing pollution, greenhouse gas emissions have created climate change and environmental disasters. Living in tune with nature and its regenerative ecosystems must be the standard from now on. Money made mostly sits in numerical accounts, and it's beneficial for the whole. A global green economy can preserve natural resources and enhance mass productions to become eco-friendly and clean. Renewable energy is derived from natural processes that are replenished constantly. In its various forms, it derives directly from the sun, or from heat generated deep within the earth. Included in the definition is electricity and heat generated from solar, wind, ocean, hydropower, biomass, geothermal resources, and biofuels, and hydrogen derived from renewable resources. In order to achieve net zero carbon emissions and transforming the planet into its greenest sustainable stage, renewable energies will play a big part in potent power generation. The entire world that the environment is in a decline, natural productions are in danger because of the climate crisis. A lot of people are forced to move out of where they live since natural disasters are devastating their towns and cities frequently. There will be more refugees and exodus due to climate and environmental crises. Some nations may not be able to keep up with convulsions, then collapse or fall under foreign powers. Net zero carbon emissions will be required to face disastrous events because no matter what human society does, there may not be any way to stop the upheaval. The planet can be a lot greener, cleaner, and self-sustaining than before, but the necessary action isn't taken by any nations yet. Humans have to learn how to live more naturally, as in carbon and pollution-free routines. Product lines have to decrease and adapt to the needs of the environment and climate. Nature has been ravaged in every way possible, especially after the industrial and population boom. If it continues like this, there will be nothing left even in wealthy nations, and they will be the first ones to crumble. There is a great risk of extraterrestrial foreign powers gaining control of the planet once the planet is utterly imbalanced after the great downfalls. The universe is a physical environment where many races, groups, and civilizations are in competition with each other to gain access to critical resources and assets. Planet Earth is valued as a terrific prize among many collective associations. Technology will never save the world nor humanity. It's just a tool to make things and execute certain tasks. Nature always prevails, and you can see the negative outcome now. Nothing is more evolved, more significant, more advanced than nature itself. It's God's ultimate creation bestowed upon all living beings on Earth. Technological and industrial overconsumption will only deplete natural and mineral deposits, leaving infertile, toxic wastelands. Renewable energies and green technologies can navigate human civilization in the right direction, but they won't fully resolve climate plight and contamination issues. Human beings need an update to become in sync and in harmony with nature and all life instead of consuming and ransacking all that exists here. Everyone has the creativity and power to change the world. People have to unite as one green superforce to overcome real problems rather than clashing each other. A united plant-based and green world will have the power and wisdom to transform the entire planet into an eco-rich, prolific jungle paradise and sustain all species including humans. Plants and trees plus other photosynthetic organisms make up most of nature. All animals, insects, birds, other creatures contribute to the maintenance of the cycle of life encompassing the Earth. The increase in biodiversity and protection will augment the globe's sustainable creations and productivity. The more people embrace the greenest, self-sufficient, organic modes of life, the less carbon and waste will be discharged to finally revoke global warming, extinction, and resource depletion. People used to be organic farmers, gardeners, greenskeepers in the recent past right before the Industrial Revolution. Industrial has been very revolutionary for the whole world, but the economy turned out to be immensely detrimental for unsuspecting fauna of life. Going vegan can reduce your carbon and environmental impact more than anything else. Living in tune with nature, all living beings starts with living plant-based, vegan, and eco-friendly. Most of the vegan, eco-friendly, plant-based businesses and startups are thriving in global markets because they're aware of their ecological impact and oppose animal cruelty. The products and foods a person chooses to purchase and consume alters the environment and can harm many animal species. Humans are genetically designed to be natural forest people that make use of the renewable resources derived from forests, trees, and plants without aggravating their surroundings. Almost no industries are environmentally friendly, but this has to change before it's too late. The planet entered a new era of either restore it with collective action or suffer the consequences sternly. There is a tremendous magnitude of evidence that this planet is wanted by many extraterrestrial collectives that search for new worlds and elements to farm in space. Some discovered this planet and kept it hidden for them, but others may detect this biologically rich and exquisite living sphere. This world has been harnessed as a biological resource hub in this region of space for a long time. If people keep destroying their home world, they will definitely be subjected to alien domination and exploitation that will be the end of freedom and rights for humankind. Human species can be remarkable species, but they have to safeguard their freedom, planetary balance, and self-support. The world's cities are turning greener after the pandemic. Carbon emissions have been reduced slightly, yet this isn't well enough. The largest tropical rainforest was on fire for months. Many parts have been torched to clear land for cattle ranching and soy farming. The meat industry has been responsible for most of the forest fires around the world. Climate change also increased the wildfire rate awfully. Now the entire West Coast and many neighboring states on fire. A lot of people blame climate change for this extraordinary incident. Natural disasters have been more common than in the past years. Hurricanes are magnifying each year. The reason for this is that people have been misusing the world's natural environment to a greater extent. The planet's stability has been shaken and the climate crisis is creating more hardship than before. The next extinction event may be humankind, since no other species are behind this disastrous phenomenon. Humans could live easily and sufficiently by cultivating the renewable resources of nature. Some rural farmers express that life is actually pretty easy. They do lazy farming, make, do, and build what they want and need to live and enjoy their times. There are so many people who live in moderately developed nations and do well without much effort or work. The thing they do is they know they're part of nature, they work in coordination with nature's laws. Nature is the most evolved aspect of the earth, and it can teach how to live easily and comfortably to each human being. Having more junk products, faster, more expensive things won't make your life better. People who have the most money and riches are the most displeased. Things mostly never fulfill people's souls. People need to remember how to live independently without polluting and impairing nature and biodiversity. Each acre of the world can be immensely productive if people apply nature's green, renewable sources into the soil and make the products they need. Any type of land can be reinvigorated as a prolific jungle that provides food, seeds, shelter, oxygen, materials, wood, and so much more. Some people who wanted to get out of the debilitating city life found land in a rural forest, cut trees, and built a shack. Then they started collecting some useful seeds from the forest, collected all kinds of seeds, and cuttings to start farming in the forest. Forest farming is a very efficient method to move to a rural area and embark on a self-reliant adventure. Forest farming techniques are easy to get into because the soil in the forest is always fertile. If people protect the existing forests, also cultivate new forest farms with permaculture designs to build the most sustainable eco-villages and green cities, environmental calamities will be prevented. Sustainability and ecological supply chains are extremely important for any civilization that's freshly developing in a universe filled with intelligent civilizations and humanoid beings. Some of them are already here operating secretly around the world. They see humanity as a reckless and warlike tribe. Consequently, they will do whatever it takes to persuade and subdue the human race to benefit them and extract critical resources in danger. In less than 100 years, most of the planet can turn uninhabitable, and that would be a terrible tragedy in a universe packed with barren and arid worlds. Planet Earth is a very, very special world that's resembling a very rare and unique jewel consisting of a great deal of organic, genetic, biological species and organisms that evolved here multifariously. Even most of the alien beings that come to Earth look like each other. Some of them come from totally different planetary systems neighboring the solar system the Earth orbits, or from afar. Now the human civilization has unknowingly emerged into the alien universe because they're all over the world to carry out their own agendas or observe the activity here. People are destroying a planet wanted by many others, and they may be punished harshly if they don't act to revert this now. Planet Earth will always be the home for humans. Terraforming or colonizing other planets will never beget new Earth. Only the most Earth-like ones can be terraformed similar to Earth, but they will never be thriving with life, countless species, flora, water sources like a paradise. Perhaps, the Earth has been devised by the creators with the blueprint of the heavens. This planet must be protected and preserved by all means possible, otherwise it will be another bitter alien world in space. Going green begins in individual minds. The most inventive people in the past were plant-based and even vegans. This is proof that plants can unlock the full potential of human beings. We need to plant more of them in every place of the world. Green buildings are becoming very popular. Most nations and cities will look like they were painted with algae if everyone embraces a green, plant-based, and biophilic mentality. It's not too difficult. There are tons of recipes and information online, and in books to develop new green projects and ventures. Funding won't be too difficult either. Some startups had great success in planting millions, billions of trees in areas needing urgent help. If forests die off, there will be atrocious food, water shortages, contamination, illnesses all over the world. The entire globe is interwoven together through the networks of nature, oceans, and climate. That's why climate change can sabotage every continent viciously and turn most of the globe unlivable and desolate. This would engender conflicts, more catastrophes, natural disasters, droughts, famine, and so much more. No developed or wealthy nation can survive these upcoming hardships, and nobody or no region will be insusceptible in the age of cataclysms. The only way to restore the planet and human civilization is sustainable forest production rather than industrial and technological overuse and devastation. People don't need that many junk products to grow the economy or feed certain corporations. This type of economic system will only pollute and undermine the natural environment and contribute to climate change and mass extinctions. If people could live more like animals, it would be easier to make the shift to a renewable, imperishable, green civilization. Technology is a tool that shouldn't be emphasized as the most substantial facet of any developing society in the cosmos. The universe is still governed by nature and its ultimate rules and fundamentals, no matter where you're located in the macrocosm. Thereby, we gotta secure the Earth's fragile and limited reservoirs to benefit human civilization for thousands of years. Depleting and corrupting nature's most essential and biodiverse assets should be prohibited. A new species of humans is appearing on Earth, and that's the plant-based people, eco-aware innovators and creators. Creativity is unlimited because anything can be made with plants that are inherently carbon negative. Everybody will hit the jackpot if they learn how to wield nature's perpetual life sources instead of consuming, destroying, debasing it all. No industry, even the farming methods, are sustainable yet. If this wasn't a world rich as the Earth, reservoirs would be befouled a long time ago. People don't know what kind of prize they live on. This is definitely a splendid living sphere bestowed upon the human race for them to be the saviors and greenskeepers for thousands of years to come. The human race will live in this world for thousands of years or more if they can preserve what they've been granted. The competition and persuasion are overwhelming in a universe packed with depleted, parched, doomed planetary systems. Somehow the Earth has been created in this solar system to evolve as the biological storehouse in this part of the galaxy, but humans have been squandering this magnificent ball of life. Plants can fertilize any type of soil and make it retain water, fungi, and microorganisms. This is how life starts anywhere. Hopefully, humans will be able to terraform deserted spheres like Mars and perhaps help selected alien races to rejuvenate their homeworlds. Bioengineering is needed to alter the organisms for them to survive harsh climates and soil. The nature of Earth is very robust. It would regenerate itself without any human interference. It's best to cultivate natural resources as eco-friendly, renewable as possible to benefit the growing population. For that, all types of human habitations and industries have to adapt to climate needs, eco-friendliness plus carbon-negative goals. Going carbon neutral may not be enough to halt climate change and its effects. Going vegan united many people for a higher mission. To avert climate change can unite the world population for a higher purpose because there is so much to be done to achieve this perilous mission. Seeds will be the best resource in ages to come, and anyone can collect all kinds of seeds to sow them wherever they can. Plants will do the work to keep the soil fertile, although climate change will corrode most of the world. Water cycles are unsteady, floods and droughts will be prevalent to deteriorate fertile lands. Industrial methods of production and farming have broken the natural cycles, and it would take some time for them to refresh themselves. If all industries stop and the economy is switched to completely green, carbon negative, and environmentally safe, the world can sustain itself as a prolific jungle utopia. A lot of people travel to places thriving with jungles and forests. It's a big part of tourism. The thing they don't know is, any place in the world can be similar to the Amazon. There is more than enough water in the oceans to feed the fauna of a global Amazon rainforest through natural recycling. Let's build the greenest, most prolific jungle civilization now. All cities will look like the most biodiverse forests in the universe. Technology won't solve the problems of our time or the future. People can make a change.